Alright folks, here we are. Camp 1, somewhere between Sand Beach and South Sand Beach. Sandpoint. Damn. At the trailhead of Ozette Lake Trail. Got our little camp stove set up behind the tree here. I put our custom seating in. Got the tent. Got a creek coming out right here. And Bert's eating a fermented cheese-tasting Mexican snack that is not right.
It's moldy.
It does. I think there's a casing on it or something. I don't know. We're eating some apple with it, but yeah. Peace, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ignore my hair. It's the morning of the 3rd. We survived our night at Camp Slipknot. This is Camp Slipknot, the one I was showing you earlier. The tent. We call it Camp Slipknot because up in the trees up there, there's a bunch of old ropes that are hung from branches, just very menacingly, and look like the hanging grounds up there. So, yeah, we survived Camp Slipknot. Bert's getting ready to pull out some raspberry bread for breakfast. We just had our coffee. And waking up, I think it's about 7 o'clock now. And we noticed that out to sea from us is this massive rock out in the water. It's beautiful, kind of stunning. You just look out there. Yeah, that's where we came from, Sandpoint up there. And we're going down that way. We got something like 6.5 miles or 7 miles to go today. Six and a half, I think. So it's gonna be a long day. We gotta beat the tides to some headlands, so we're gonna get out of camp around 8 o'clock is our goal. So got an hour to eat some breakfast and pack up, and then up in the woods there's a privy. So we're probably gonna go make use of the privy. Bert, would you like to say anything for the vlog?
Good morning. It's a nice morning out on the Pacific coast.
Yeah. Very bleak, but very beautiful. Folks, we're up here in Camp Slipknot, kind of in the forest above the ocean. The ocean's right out there. But we came up here because of this sign right here. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but it says privy, because there's a privy up here. No, you can use the restroom. There's a stainless steel hole in the ground, essentially. But I wanted to give you a little storyline as to why we call this Camp Slipknot. If you look right up there, you can see this rope just hanging menacingly from the tree. And like one rope, okay, whatever, it's not creepy. And there's 2 more right there, and then as you go down the hill back towards the beach, there's like 3 or 4 more of these ropes just hanging from tree limbs. Just like, there's another short one right there. It's so bizarre and creepy. So it's the hanging grounds up here. But yeah, I get to go use the privy here soon. So, peace. Alright, right back here, walking back to the privy. This is it. It's got a little wood protector. And there it is. Stone cold killer. Alright, peace. I've got one for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just coming around that point off that beach way over there, way in the distance, and coming around this point, all this rocks and stuff. We're staying on the gravel up to here, but now we're literally just in deep in this seaweed muck. Look at Bert. It's kind of remarkable, honestly.
Stinks too.
Oh, it's gnarly. What country? What gorgeous country. Peace. All right. Bert and I have officially reached our lunch spot. We I've hiked a total of 4.5, 5 miles now. 4.5 so. We just rounded that point out there, kind of hidden behind that rock, but that was the worry point because there was a cliff behind it, and so if the tide came in, you could get washed away or whatever. But this is our view from our lunch spot. Climbed up on a boulder. And we go that way. Eventually, we have 2.5 miles, 2 miles left until our camp. So we just had to get through this point by about 1:30. It's about 12:30 or 1 now, so. Bert and I have been encountering issues because of the water. The tide is rising, and we came around that point way down there, and we were skipping past waves. It was getting close. We kind of miscalculated time-wise, and now we're having to hop trees.
Another chunk of steel.
Got a bunch of chunks of steel washed up here. Assuming something from a shipwreck. Getting close to Norwegian Memorial, where a bunch of Norwegians died, so. Bye! Now this is wild here, ladies and gentlemen. There's these bugs crawling up every single piece of wood away from the approaching water. I don't know what they're going from. I'm guessing they're just running from the water, running up to the seaweed they can go and hibernate in or whatever. But what the hell? Look, every piece of wood, they're just crawling up it. Eee. Folks, still second day. We had a little jump scare earlier. We got around the point barely in time, and then we ran into all the logs.
Jackpot.
The jackpot of logs, and it got worse and worse and worse in the logs until we just simply couldn't get through them. They're too thick to go through, too high to go over, and too much water to go around. So then we came up here, somewhere right about down there. We crawled up on the bench up here, thinking we could get around over the logs, and then there's a beach right down here below us. But the water kept coming up, and we couldn't really get down to the beach very easily. And then we just kind of watched the water come up, and now we can't go anywhere. We can try to thrash through the bushes, but Bert is lazy and refuses to go thrash with me. Bert took a nap already. We've eaten a bunch of food, and so far we're just sitting up here.
Grinding through our food rations.
Grinding through our food rations, watching the water not move at all. It was supposed to have peaked about at 4:14, and it's 4:50 right now, and it hasn't seemed to have moved down at all. So we're just trying to wait and see if we can get back on the beach. Literally right around this point up here, you can kind of see right around the point up in that direction is our camp, but we can't get on the beach because the water's too close. Too dangerous, and then if we got down to that point, we couldn't even make it on the point because it's all rocks and the water's too close, so it's dangerous. So currently we're sitting here debating whether we're going to have to set up camp up in the woods. So
Dry camp.
dry camp, yeah, no water. There's literally nothing. There's about 2 gulps left in that one. So we should have filled our bladder, Bert, when we were joking about it. Oh, God. So, yep. That's where we are. I'll give you an update. Peace. Bert and I have packed up, and we decided to give it a shot, but we've just come down this beach a little bit. And we're standing right here on the edge. Water's right there. We got to get around that point. Those trees back there are what we couldn't do, so this is what we're dealing with. How do you feel, Bert?
Tired. Ready to be in camp.
Yeah, we're both very tired. Alright, so it's next day. We got into Norwegian pretty late, around 6:30 or so. We had to come over a bunch of rocks. It was absolutely miserable getting in here, but we got in here. And big long beach. Tons of camping around here. As you can see, that's where we're set up there in the back, but there was a person staying here, a lady named Sonia from Germany, who is hiking the Pacific Northwest Trail that went from Glacier all the way to Cape Olava, which is a little bit past where we started. So, incredible lady, solo hiking it. Very cool lady, from close to Mannheim in Germany. But yeah, this is Norwegian Memorial, because there's the memorial for the Norwegian ship that crashed here. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous beach. We ended up hiking a ways down there once we dropped our packs to get water, because we were all out of water. So there's a creek up there a ways that we way up the beach, about a mile, a little less, 3/4 of a mile. Up that way, amazing camps here. Just tons of camping space all along this beach. Down by the water, there's like legit camps that have like tables and crap set up, so it's incredibly nice. You look out here, that's what the water looks like. Very rocky area here. Bert and I are trying to get out because we have another 6 or so miles to hike today, and points to get around before it gets high water and stuff. So yeah, it's a very gorgeous place. Very gorgeous place. So that's the update. Real quick update. Bert and I are in the middle of a massive point. We're getting around. We're kind of shooting it low on time, but real quick video just to show the beautiful country and what we're scrabbling over rocks. This will be all covered in water in about 1 hour. So we gotta get going out of here. So yeah. Bert unfortunately.
See the seaweed? This stuff is slippery. Don't step on it.
Bert unfortunately went down, but he says he's all good, just bruised. Bruised, not broken. So we're still out on this point, made it around some more, but time to lift him up. Water's coming out.
Comes the tide.
Bye, Bert.
No, don't leave me.
Well, now we made it. This is Chilean Memorial Bay. Bert's starting a fire. Beautiful place. A Chilean shipwrecked here, so that's unfortunate, but absolutely gorgeous. Got a little camp spot here. Starting to unload dry stuff. It's kind of early day of getting here, but it was really hard. We had to beat it over those rocks, and believe me, my feet hurt like a booger, but I got them out. Got some packed my flip-flops all the way along this trail on my back, so I'm finally putting them to some use. So maybe I'll go dabble around in the water, but yeah, it's just a good time. We're getting ready. We're gonna have some ramen for lunch because we brought ramen but didn't really need it for any of our dinner meals, so it's gonna be ramen time here soon. And yeah, it turned out that water that we got earlier, we stopped and got some water, and it turned out we didn't really need that. There's a small seep or a spring or something over there on the side of the hill, so that's cool. But yeah, Bert and I are gonna explore Chilean this afternoon to get some food in us. Enjoy our time, our last full day on the trip. A little update, Bert's still making our ramen. We've taken this chance to really get everything out to dry. Got sleeping bags, clothes. We're gonna get the tent out soon. Really just give everything a chance to dry because there's so much dew fall. Everything gets wet in the morning no matter what you do. So yep, we're gonna have some ramen. I got my shorts on. I'm going for the full beach vibe, baby. Well, folks, I thought I'd do a little update. Having some relaxation time. I showed you a little bit of where I was doing earlier, studying some physics, and Bert taking a nap up behind me, up there. But yeah, I'm just I moved places out into the sun because I was standing out in the surf for my feet because my feet are very painful. The swelling's gone down on them. They just got real beat up on the trek here. We're moving really quick and on hard rocks, and my boots aren't the best, I guess, so just really beat up. And plus I got something going on in one of my feet that it's really painful in the first place, and then to be pounding on rocks for 2 hours straight or whatever, it's just lethal with a 50-pound backpack. So my feet are starting to feel better. Still hurt to stand on, but I feel a lot better, and standing in the cold surf really helps. Yeah, I'm sitting out here. I got through 1.5 physics tests, just working through all the problems, getting my brain back in the mode. And I'm sitting here enjoying this view. I'm going to pan around. It's absolutely gorgeous. The water's coming up close. We're about it's at 3:40 right now, and the high tide's at 5. So my guess is I'm going to have to move spots before high tide, just because it's really coming up. I'll pan around so you can see what's going on. That's going south. Just looking out of the bay. Seagulls, water. That's where we came from. So, yeah, the water's moving in a lot. It's getting pushing these big old mats of seaweed up. It's kind of impressive. Gross to stand in, but cool to look at. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update. I'm studying right now. Stopped on a circular pendulumic motion problem. It's looking like a bit too much because I was really working on kinetics there. So, not kinetics, mechanics. Newtonian mechanics. I haven't got to kinetics yet. But yeah, so really enjoying this place. It's so beautiful. It's like an El Cid or something, or a really nice, expensive Mexican inlet. It's absolutely gorgeous. But just with the northern Washington, the colder coastline look. So I'm gonna give you one more view. Just so you can see what it's like. Might pan sideways, so you can get a view. It's just really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. So, yep, that's it. We've got a little friend. He's rather brazen. He walked right into our camp. Sitting there, munching on his leaves. He's only about 10 feet away from us. Little spiky boy. I had to army crawl my way up to my phone. Doesn't seem to care if I move pretty slowly. But, yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is as far up as it's gonna get. Water is right here, right next to our camper. Tent's gonna be here and the water's there. I was sitting right there, so I was pretty close to sand. It was right up there. Bunch of birds out there eating stuff, flying away. It's about 5 o'clock right now. Bert's up. We're thinking about what we're gonna do for dinner. Maybe have some tea. Just generally relaxed state here at Chilean Memorial Camp. Folks, just a little bit of a update. Just got our slop here for dinner. Mac and cheese and sausage. Looks kind of exciting. Got some more water boiling. Got our tent up here in our little cranny, and tide's slowly going out a little bit. Sun's setting. I think I got a bit of a neck burn. Here, I'll try to get an angle on it. I think somewhere along here is a bit red, a bit sunburnt. So that's pretty exciting. Bert, anything to say?
Oh, it's great. What an afternoon. Look at this place.
It's truly incredible. Beautiful spot we got here. Peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Morning of the 5th. Last day on the trail. A little bit of a late start this morning. It's about 8 o'clock. Beautiful, beautiful sights here at Chilean. Bert's getting out the sunscreen already because we got enough cookage yesterday. Yeah, I'm drinking my morning coffee and chocolate mix because the coffee's kind of gnarly. So, just a classic morning in camp. Had some campmates here last night, but they busted out of here pretty early. So, Just us left. We have about 2.5 hours of hiking by what we were told. So, yeah. Last view of the ocean. Oh my God. Yep, folks, we're here cleaning up our camp. And I decided I gotta cover my ears from the sun today, so I decided to do what Bert calls the kombucha do-rag. Bert doesn't think it's gonna be very effective, so I'm gonna have to change it. But, yeah. Yep, so my final do-rag adornment has been made. Hopefully my neck will not get roasted today. I just kind of pull this side down a little bit. Bert's changing into some shorts because his pants are a bit too warm. We're getting ready, almost packed up. Ready to get out of Camp Lethargy here. We haven't really got a good name for it, but beautiful place. A couple of folks have hiked past us going north. So we'll probably get going in the next 10-15 minutes. It's about 10 o'clock, 10:15, so we're taking a very nice, we had a lethargic afternoon yesterday, and a very lethargic morning, very relaxed exodus from our camp here. So by the past mornings we've been hiking for an hour and a half, 2 hours by now, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but we only have 2.5 hours or so of hiking to do, so we don't have to really worry about too much. Just got to get back to Port Angeles, take a shower. So yeah, it's our last update. One more view of the beautiful Chilean Memorial Campground.
Hey. I know where it is this time.
Yeah, we know where the key is. We both have keys this time too. We have a spare in my bag and one in Bert's bag, so we are fully keyed in the most rigorous manner possible. So, bye. Folks, I thought I'd make a video here because we're on the cusp. We've been coming around this point here of rock for the past hour. Beautiful flats of tidal flats, I guess, covered in water, and the tide comes in. I've been enjoying this cool rocks up here, folds from Titanic shifts, and then this honeycomb. But we're about to head back into humanity because we came from that way and we're going that way. And there's a beach over there and people, lots of people. So I'm currently on the upper trek. I decided to go up the side of the hill while Bert stayed on the boulders. So yeah, it's kind of our last check-in before we go back to humanity. Well, folks, here we are at the end in the parking lot. Bert and I finally made it out at 1:50 on Thursday, the 5th of September. We had to run to the bathroom, otherwise we would have got a shot of us walking off the beach, but we were in a bit of a hurry. Bert, how do you feel?
I'm kind of glad to be back. We're ready to shed the pack.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. It was a bit of a struggle getting them back on after the restroom. They're pretty heavy, but I feel like we're kind of clearing the crowd around us because we're kind of a bit stinky. But we're real tired and ready to go back into civilization, get all cleaned up. So it's a good trip though, Bert. Definitely a good trip, don't you think?
It's an awesome trip.
Worthy of every minute of struggle and pain. Maybe not the sunburn. Sunburn could have been avoided, but that's okay. Alright, we're back at the car. Adios.